Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, Ian Parkinson, and I'm here today with Kelli Ireland, the Fire and Safety Life Educator for the Fire Halls of Medicine Hat.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So it's rather pleasant outside, but I noticed in this morning's newspaper the city fire hall departments now have an issue with ice on ponds.
Yes, that's right. When we live in a community that sees fluctuating temperatures all of the time. 1 minute it's beautiful outside, and even though it's winter, next minute it's minus 40. Yeah. So when you have that freezing, then thawing, and then refreezing on your ice, and particularly on your bodies of water in the community, the ice becomes dangerously weak. And so with that, ice is so unpredictable, and so we really encourage residents, particularly now as we're seeing higher temperatures, to stay off the ice. It's unpredictable. You don't know what you're getting into when you're walking on a body of water. And our teams and our crews were on the river yesterday. And there's a picture actually here that'll show up behind me that just shows the instability of the ice. Right in front of us, there's this huge break in the ice. And the ice is this thick, but in other parts it's this thin. And just beyond that are our guys training. But it just shows you that you don't know what you're stepping on. Yes. Whether it's thick enough to hold your weight, or if it's really thin and you're just going to fall right through.
Stomping on it is not a good test.
Stomping on it is not a good technique, no. We say you need at least 4 inches of ice to be able to safely walk or skate on the ice.
Okay, so I'm thinking then nobody should go on the ice alone.
No one should go on the ice alone, absolutely not. You should always be with a buddy. And what we see rescues on the ice and people falling through every year in this community. Whether it's a pet or whether it's a child, I mean, your pet may escape and run on the ice. Do not chase that pet. The pet is probably a lot lighter than you are. Yeah. Call 911 if you ever find yourself in a situation where your pet has run on a body of water and is sort of stuck out there, has fallen through, is stuck out there. Call us. We will come do a rescue. Our teams are trained on ice rescue.
Now, it strikes me I've seen the aquatic rescue team training on the Connaught Dam there on College Drive.
Yeah.
This is not how do I put it? It's not a normal firefighting skill.
Yeah, it's not your traditional firefighting, right? But our teams are trained in all sorts of different emergencies. Our guys go to, and typically they're the first responders on a lot of the different emergencies that happen in our community. So anywhere from motor vehicle accidents to drownings, even if it's a drowning at a pool or a drowning on the river, a medical assist. So if there is a circumstance where a patient in a home is unable to get out of bed, and get down the stairs, we are there to assist them get down the stairs. So we do a lot of work and service that is outside of a typical home fire or residential fire.
Well, that explains why your trucks are so big, because you need to take so much with you in case you need it.
In case we need it, yeah. We have a lot of different apparatus that function in a lot of different ways. For example, at Station 3, which is located at the airport, we have what's called an ARF truck, and that ARF truck is specifically made for airport runways. If a plane ever caught on fire, it just has different hose lines and capabilities that are able to service a fire that were to happen on an airplane.
Huh. So Fire Hall 3 at the airport is both an airport fire hall, I'm guessing, facing the runway, but a municipal fire hall facing the other way?
That's right. Yes.
So
we have bay doors on both the side that's facing the airport and then that side that's facing sort of Highway 3 there.
Impressive.
It is, yeah. We have lots of different apparatus that function a lot of different ways, and our stations are strategically placed throughout the city to service certain parts of the community. They really can go anywhere. If we need extra trucks in sort of District 2, which is what Station 2 services, we can really be all over the place, but if it is a call in the south, that the Station 2 is the first to respond.
So the aquatic rescue. Now, I'm guessing here, but I'm thinking all of the firefighters are all trained in aquatic rescue?
Yes, all of them are trained. Others that are sort of part of a tech rescue team, so there's a lot more that are trained more in that area, but all of our guys can respond to if there was a drowning or somebody fell through the ice, to respond in that case.
So I would imagine they have special equipment as well.
They have special equipment, yes. So if you ever see them training on different bodies of water throughout the community, you're going to see them in a giant yellow suit.
Sea suit.
Sea suit, yeah, exactly. This actually allows them to be insulated so that they don't feel that cold temperature in the water.
Oh. Well, now that makes sense, yes, because they have to go in the water to get the person.
That's right.
And then, yeah, it's probably below zero.
It is below zero, right? And we say typically hypothermia in that type of temperature will set in about an hour. You have about 10 minutes to have meaningful movement to try to get yourself up on the ice and then roll out. If you were to find yourself in a circumstance, please don't go out on the ice. And it scares me. I thought about it last night after I came home from watching the guys out on the river. I went to bed and I started having thoughts, what if I ever fell through? And on the river, the currents are so strong, right? It would just take you and you would be under that ice and that hole that you fell through would no longer be visible. That would be frightening.
Yeah, the South Saskatchewan River is a lot more
dangerous place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how often do they train? We've got a restricted winter.
Yes, that's right. And I don't actually know how often they're on the river. They have to meet in a certain number of hours every year. So to meet the sort of national standard, which is set out by the National Fire Protection Association for that type of training. So I don't actually know what that number is, but they are training every day, whether it's on high-rise buildings or confined spaces or apartment fires versus a home fire and all sorts of different training. And they do a lot of classroom training as well as hands-on. So they're always learning.
Yeah, I can remember watching them during the summer on the Connaught Dam by the college practicing. And then the big, huge signs that say "Training in progress." Don't call 911.
Don't call 911. We're okay. I know. I laughed. I said, "Well, if I'm gonna play on the ice, today's the right day because I have 20 guys that could have saved me." But it is, in all seriousness, ice is not to be messed with. It is unpredictable, like I said earlier, and you just don't want to be caught in a scenario, I don't think, especially by yourself.
Don't go ice fishing alone.
That's right. Don't go ice fishing alone. Take life jackets, take ice picks if you can, take the proper tools that if you were to find yourself in the circumstance, you could stay above water, you could stay afloat, and call for help.
Now, I also notice you are at 125 years of service with the City of Medicine.
That's right.
So that means the fire department, if that's the correct term, goes back to 1899, 1900?
1900. So I've been going through our history book that was put out at our 100-year milestone anniversary, and we were putting out fires not as a formalized fire brigade in the late 1800s. We almost burnt down the community of Medicine Hat twice before City Council actually put forward a motion to give funding and to provide proper tools for the community to actually have a formalized fire brigade. So on January 25th, 1900, the Medicine Hat Fire Department became the Medicine Hat Fire Department. So we had, I believe it was about 25 volunteer firefighters, and we had first hired a first chief, we had a deputy chief, and there was a couple other people, but it was a very small group. And so of course we have since grown to a large department with 3 stations across the community. A lot of advanced technologies, a lot of advanced apparatus that we use now in today's day and age. But yes, the first fire brigade was in 1900.
And I noticed the city had a news release this morning that you're actually looking for items or information or...
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a number of things throughout 2025 that the community can take part in. And a couple of those things are open houses. So we're going to have an open house at Station 1. We're going to have an open house at Station 2, one in the spring, one in the fall. And we're doing a call out to the community asking for items that, you know, might be of significance to the fire department, that maybe is sitting up on an old shelf, maybe grandpa was a firefighter. We would love to see those items and showcase them if the residents are willing to showcase them at the open houses and share them with the rest of the community.
And you're also planning a gala.
And we're also planning a gala, yes. So in October, it's a Saturday, October 25th, we're going to be hosting a firefighter gala. The community is welcome. There'll be dinner, there'll be entertainment. We have some surprises on the stage, and we have formal speeches, and we'll have apparatus pulled out onto the floor of the co-op place for people to go and take images of.
Take a picture with the fire truck.
Take a picture with the antique fire truck. We have some surprises up our sleeves, but it should be a great evening overall. And all the money that is raised from that event will go back to the firefighters charity, which goes back directly to the various community organizations in Medicine Hat.
So, are you also looking for a Dalmatian?
I would love to track down a Dalmatian to be at our open house. Wouldn't that be spectacular? I was saying to you earlier, we have this giant mascot named Sparky. Most people will remember. A lot of the kids consider him Marshall from Paw Patrol because they're unfamiliar with who Sparky is. But either way, he's a big Dalmatian, and we have him. He'll be at the open houses. But wouldn't that be neat if we could track down a real life Dalmatian?
Okay. Is there anything else?
As always, test your smoke alarms monthly. That is, we are consistently visiting homes across the community, and we're finding far more expired smoke alarms than what we like to see. We had a fire just recently, and they had 4 expired smoke alarms, and it wasn't until a friend went upstairs, saw the fire, that everybody was alerted to get out. So thankfully that fire did not happen while they were sleeping. This is a real simple step everybody can take in their homes to make sure that they are safe and alerted in time to get out. So.
Okay, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Stay warm, stay dry.
We will.
Okay, and we'll talk to you again in the near future, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for watching.